This is Awesome St. John, Jason, the original Red Ranger. You are watching the Morphin Network.
This Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop Convention and Ranger Stop and Pop. Have you ever wanted to see all your favorite Power Rangers together in one epic convention? Go to Ranger Stop! Ranger Stop and Pop. March 5th to the 7th, 2021. Atlanta, Georgia. Ranger Stop 8. November 11th to the 14th, 2021. Orlando, Florida. Get your tickets now.
Oh, dang it.
You walk away, you don't hear me say, please, oh baby, don't go. Simple and clean as the way you making me feel tonight. It's hard to let it go.
I would like to read a haiku real quick.
That is the first Sora Kingdom Hearts joke of the night. Continue.
If I could read a haiku real quick.
You may. Go ahead.
In your hand is a pen to write it down. Words to change the world.
Oh my god, bro! Listen, when I watched this episode, the moment I heard this dude's kid's name, I'm like, I rubbed my hands like Birdman because I'm like, the moment I heard that this kid's name was Sora, I'm like, I cannot wait. I am going. These people, you're in for a treat because I'm probably gonna roast Kingdom Hearts the majority of this time. I'm joking, but.
Getting started. Welcome to Rider Time Podcast. I'm Time Rider Zero, and with me is my brother in arms, Mr. Psycho Fox. And this week we are doing Kamen Rider Saber Episode 3, Father and the Swordsman.
AKA Sora's daddy was there.
Take him to the fair. Seems he never cares. You know, oh my god, Buster gave me, like, the way he parents his child gives me I need to call the manager vibes.
No, okay. I've said this before. When we talked about Kamen Rider 01, I talked about how if they did an English dub of this, I know exactly who I would get. After watching the first 3 episodes of Saber, I know if they were to do an English dub or like of this show, I know who I want for the cast. I want Homeboy, who does Endeavor's voice from My Hero, to be the voice of the dad. And I want Eric Vale as Kento. I want Homeboy, who does the voice of Android 17, as the Blue Kamen Rider. And I want either not Deku. Sean Schumel. No. Sean Schumel, Goku, as the voice of Toma. Or not Chris Sabat, because I'm like, he sounds a little chopped. Either that or Justin Cook, maybe.
Toma should be done by what's it called? I'm trying to remember the name. The guy who played what's the name of that one guy from Eureka 7? Like the blonde haired dude.
I would say if you say Johnny Bosch, I swear to God.
No. But Tony Oliver should be Buster though.
Okay, I can see that. Tony Oliver, okay. I can see Tony Oliver. That's the dude with the big sword, right? I still say it's I still say it should be either Homeboy, who does Endeavor's voice, who also did Scorpion's voice in MKX. Or
now I remember his name, Moondoggy. Moondoggy should be Toma.
Okay, I can see that. All right, okay. Kamen Rider Saber Episode 3. TRZ thoughts before we get into it, bro. Go ahead.
I was actually surprised a little bit that the next writer they introduced this episode wasn't Espada because like outside of Saber and Blades, Espada's the one they gave the most focus to in like all the promotions and artwork. Heck, even in the outro, you see 3 riders and the third one is Espada. So I'm actually surprised that they went with Buster this episode instead of Espada.
All right then. All right. My thoughts real quick. Simple and clean as the way you make me feel. Okay, I'm done. No, on the real, I like this episode. I thought they were, because so far in 01 they introduced the first 3 Kamen Riders off the get-go. You had Aruto, then Fuwa, then Sakura. I mean Yaiba. And then in this one, I'm like, all right, you got Toma, you got what's the blue guy's name again? Shintaro. Yes, you have so you had Toma, Shintaro, and then Kento. I'm like, all right, cool. Kento is obviously the yellow Saber, the yellow Kamen Rider, so that's cool. He doesn't do it yet. And from what the preview looks like, he'll be in the next episode. But we get Busta. Or I'm gonna call him Busta Wolf. Shout out to my Fatal Fury fans. I liked it though. It was really
better
good.
than Busta Rhymes.
Okay, hold up. Busta Rhymes as the voice of Buster. Can you imagine how lit that'd be? Okay. Other than that, I really enjoyed the story it told. I like the father-son dynamic, which we'll jump right into. So we get a recap from the creepy narrator. The actor, I think, does a very good job being creepy storyteller. Because I'm like, dude, you should not be nowhere near any playgrounds. But I like the way he looks, because it looks super anime. Like he reminds me of Hisoka from Hunter x Hunter. I may not watch Hunter x Hunter, but I know who Hisoka is. Shouts to RDC World. So he narrates what happened in the last 2 episodes, and then we're here with Kento. And apparently Kento and Toma have been best friends since childhood. But we find out that Kento is concerned about Toma. Why? Because Toma has forgotten something. And we all know what he forgot. His Vietnam flashbacks of the little girl getting sucked into the Phantom Zone.
Yeah, it turns out Kento was his childhood friend, and he doesn't remember him. And now I'm starting to wonder, like all the books that Toma has written, are they basically his childhood memories that he's forgotten? So now I'm like, I think Wonderworld is in a very good position to sue somebody for likeness rights. like an episode of Futurama, Yo Gabalila.
Yes, I do. But yeah, so Kento is now being introduced, and opening next to they go into the the fantasy world, and they fight the first monster from the first episode. And as they're about to henshin a go-go, baby, we get a brand new Kamen Rider, and it's not the yellow one. In fact, it is Busta or Roy Agami, which
or as the memes online say, Daddy Rider.
Daddy Rider. Oh, Father Rider. Because Daddy Rider just sounds.
He hasn't earned his right to call himself Daddy yet.
Yes. He may be
he's a Goku, but is he a Piccolo?
He may be your father, but he ain't your daddy.
And I have a lot of jokes to say about his kid in regards to their dynamics. So
and I do too. So Roy destroys the monster, and the bad guys who look like a K-pop version of NSYNC were like, he got destroyed quite quickly. So the Justin Timberlake looking dude goes up to is like, okay, I guess it's my turn. I'm gonna show you guys how it's actually done. And we get the lizard monster, or he doesn't like being called a lizard. He's called a megalodon. A megalodon, right? So then we get back to the bookstore, and this is when we're introduced to Roy and his kid, because his kid was there after he fought the purple lizard monster. And he's like, whoa, this is your son? It's like, yeah, I bring him with me everywhere. And it's like, you can call me Father Master, or whatever it was called.
The fact that he brings his kid everywhere gives me I need to speak to the manager vibes. Because it's like, you know how like that particular group of people we're trying not to say the name of because this is a kids show technically. He's like you knowingly bring your kid into danger, and then you're like, oh, don't worry, my kid will be fine. But then when your kid is in actual danger, you don't hold yourself accountable for being an irresponsible parent. You blame it on the next person to your right.
Okay, two things. One, she may admit it was her fault. He didn't have to blame no one. Okay. Actually, I take that back. He did. He kind of blamed Toma for that, number one. Number two, yes, Kamen Rider may be a kid's show, but they dropped the F word. They dropped the F word during 01. And may I remind you, sir, they dropped the F word during Deca Ranger. So we can say this. They're called Karens.
I was surprised that in Kiva, like 2 minutes into the episode, someone already gets called the B word.
Pretty much. So other than that, so we're then introduced to him, and then you realize that Roy ain't the biggest fan of Toma because like, wait, what do you do for your living? It's like, and May's like, oh, he's a writer, he's a novelist. He's like, he's a novelist, and he's like, all right, listen, Shintaro, you and we gotta go to the Logos. I gotta tell Sophie about what the heck is going on. So y'all watch my kid, Sora. Don't go trying to become a Keyblade master. Stay your ass here. So they go back to the Logos, right? They go to the Logos. They go to the North Pole. And Roy's kind of heated. Buster's heated. Why? Because he's like, okay, hold up. You got this dork who clearly should not be holding the sword to begin with. Mm-hmm. He's the brave dragon. He's Kamen Rider Saber. And he's like, well, look, the books, he's had that book for so long. He's had since childhood. And Kento's like, since what happened when Caliber came through, pulled up, and tried to mess everyone up. Right? So he is the chosen one, essentially. We can't do anything about it. And honestly, he's doing a good job being Kamen Rider. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I fought alongside him the last 2 episodes. He's pretty good. And he's like, you don't get it. This man should not, like, no. Hell no.
Books are dangerous. and like, you could go in so many political directions with that joke, but let's not.
Yeah. So,
1984 was the year.
So, next thing you know, May takes Sora because Sora does not want nothing to do with these books. Toma's like, hey, look, hey, you want to check out some of these books? Like, no, the books are kind of boring. It's like, boring?
My daddy says books are dangerous, but with books, you could travel all around the world. But the earth is flat because it's inside a book. Look, Wonder World, it looks like it's inside a giant bug. Therefore, Wonder World is flat.
That world in particular is flat. But they're like, listen, I promise you, these were not going to be boring, right? And he's like, nah, I'd really rather go find a Keyblade and talk and see where the world can take me, into the world of the light or to the world of darkness, to see if the hearts can see if hearts truly matter. So, anyways, so May is like, hold up. May legit pushes Toma out the way. It's like, hey, I want to take you out and stuff like that, right? Come on. It's like, whoa, you're crazy. What are you doing? It's like, I'm taking you out to eat. Come on. And Toma's like,
stranger danger.
Toma's like, okay. So then we get to the monster. The monster's whole plan, and the Justin Timberlake looking character for NSYNC 2000s NSYNC Justin Timberlake guy is like, all right, peep game. This is what's about to happen, right? So next thing you know, the Megalodon starts dropping the plain white books that you see most of the monsters hold when they start opening up, the Phantom Zone and stuff like that, the Wonder World. They start appearing around people's houses and around benches and stuff, right? And as May is trying to grab Sora's spoiled behind some ice cream, well, he's not spoiled. He just doesn't know better. He's about to go grab him some ice cream. Sora, thinking that this is the power of the Keyblade and show how to be a Keyblade wielder before becoming a Keyblade master and achieving achieving Kingdom Hearts, opens the book and gets sucked into the Wonder World.
Daddy, what's right? Books were dangerous.
No, that's Nyla, no. And so May goes back and she's like, hey, yo, Roy, you had a kid, right? Yeah, why? So about that, your kid may or may not just got sucked into the Phantom Zone. Like, what? Your kid may not just got sucked into the Phantom Zone. What? Look, your kid got sucked into the Wonder World, okay? It's like, how? Where's my son?
This is all your fault!
Well, no, okay, and she's like, no, it's my fault. I'm the one who let him go. It's like, you know what? Get out of my way. I'm gonna grab my son. Like, whoa, we can help you. No. Clearly, you don't know how to fight. Clearly, you didn't even watch over my son. It's like, I made a promise to your son. It's like, you know what? I don't give a damn. Do what you want. I'm gonna go grab my son. So he's being a father, not yet the daddy though. They go to the Wonder World.
And if it were me, I'd be like, me watch your son? You're his father. You should be watching your son.
Or if I get Jim Cornette for a minute, script wise, the show's not, this episode's not bad, but script wise, I've been like, I would have Shintaro or Kento. It looks like Kento's gonna be the sassy one of the squad. Maybe you should have just gotten a nanny to look after your kid while you're going out fighting bad guys.
Or at least keep him inside the sort of Logos command center.
He may not like books, but at least Sophie can like help him learn about the world of light and the world of darkness, and maybe teach him a song.
It'd be weird if like this kid develops Libraphobia just because like he with books like Anakin Skywalker with sand.
Bruh. So I'm gonna let you take your because I've been talking too much. Go ahead.
Right. So they go into the Wonder World, and at first you got Rintaro and Toma fighting the monster, and at first the villain is Slippery because of all the slime and stuff, which reminds me of the eel monster from Geki Rangers / Jungle Fury. And of course, Toma, like he uses the Peter Pan rider book, which gives him a hook arm. So I'm like, oh, nice, you got Dustin Hoffman mode, and of course, like he uses it in unconventional way, like he did last episode, but it's a little overwhelming for like his way of using it, and then Blaze is like, look, man, give me the book. You need to have matching colors. And I'm like, oh, blue and blue. Looks like we're having a Kamen Rider O's reference now.
Oh, jeez.
So then he combines the Lion Senki with Peter Pan to be like double blue, and he does a really good job. Meanwhile, in the Magid's base, while that artificial hand thing is writing more of the tome verses, you see Caliber looking out the window and saying, "Soon I will be on my way to Avalon." And I'm like, okay, the plot thickens. So there's
also we get a hint that Caliber may be somebody's daddy. or Nissan. Who knows? Because Kento talks to Sophie about, his concerns about Toma, because Toma has amnesia. This bro, clearly this man's Vietnam flashbacks is legit succumbed his retrograde memory. And Sophie's like, well, listen, like, you're gonna have to fight, even though that, Caliber is and just cuts right there. So we don't know if that is his father, his brother, his mama, who knows, his uncle's best friend from college, his roommate,
his father's brother's cousin's nephew's roommate.
What does that mean? Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
So, real quick, can I just say, I did make a Mortal Kombat reference when Toma had the hook on, because when he grabbed the Megalodon, I'm like, get over here! Oh, wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me do it right. Hold on. I know it's a Sub-Zero mask. Get over here!
Yeah.
Yes, I bought a Mortal Kombat face mask, people. I'm probably going to buy some more. Anyways.
Yeah, maybe I should get Scorpion since you got Sub-Zero.
Hey, that'd be cool. Yeah. Anyways, so after they fight off Megalodon, next thing you know, Roy comes in with his giant Buster Sword like he's a Final Fantasy character, and he actually has my favorite henshin of the show so far. I love his transformation. Like, because he doesn't have to pull anything out. He just is like, this man carries a sword that's roughly 100 pounds heavier than he is. And he is just morphing, or not morphing, henching with this whole big ass Buster Sword around him. And it is super, super cool. And I love how Shintaro tells Toma, you might want to duck. Wait, why? Trust me. And then he does his final attack and just slices the Megalodon in half, and Shintaro and Toma barely dodge it. And they are going some Barry Allen, Wally West type of dodges, and they destroy the Megalodon. And you would think that'd be over. No. The Wonder World is still around. The kids have been kidnapped, including the potential Keyblade wielder Sora. He's still missing, and creepy narrator tells us, father and Swordsman doesn't know where his child is. What would Toma do? Toma!
Almighty Chica.
Anyways, and we get the preview for the next episode where we do get Kento as Kamen Rider Lightning, because I know there's Kamen Rider Blade.
Espada.
Espada. Okay, we already know that it's gonna happen, and already we know that because Kamen Rider Saber is the main character, he's gonna take both the Water and Lightning books, and he's gonna combine into one Ultimate Kamen Rider Saber. So he's gonna get.
If you notice, Brave Dragon's on the right side, Lion Senki's in the middle, and Aladdin's on the right side. So what if you actually get all three of them together? It's red, blue, yellow.
And so, like, he's gonna get his Battleizer off Jump Street, or second form. No, second form off Jump Street, and he's gonna get his Kaioken. He's gonna achieve Kaioken next episode.
He's gonna get his what's it called? Dragon Hunter X level 10.
Pretty much, yeah. See, I love how we can just mix Kingdom Hearts and Mortal Kombat and Dragon Ball and Hunter x Hunter into one.
And X-Aid.
And X-Aid. Only hear people on Morphin Network will you hear us mention every other piece of pop culture aside from Power Rangers and Kamen Rider in this situation.
Hey, remember when I wanted to Jim Cornette a third season for WMAC Masters?
TRZ, likes, dislikes, go ahead. We're not talking about WMAC Masters.
Right. No, I like that they introduced the characters, more of the characters, because, you have this whole squad here, and it's nice that we're moving along on a slightly faster pace than one person per episode, even though we only see one rider suit per episode. introduced. And it's nice to see like one of the other villains from the Magids have his turn with monsters. And I often wonder, like, usually whenever there's like multiple generals like in a Sentai, each one of them has their own theme. Like in Lost Galaxy, you got one guy who uses insects with leather jackets, one guy who uses aquatic animals, samurai / ninjas, one that uses mystic monsters and stuff, and a fourth one that uses like weaponry and machines. So like what is like so I wonder if the bad guys here have their own theme. Like you got these three guys who are evil, and like each one of them has their own theme for the monsters. I'm curious about that. And the fact that you got the and whenever you got the bad guys like doing stuff, you got the text being written, and because it's being written, they could pretty much respawn fallen monsters, which is great. Which means that theoretically, you only need like 10 monster suits in the entire season, and you just recycle them. Maybe add a little something to make it slightly different. And they essentially did the same thing in Kamen Rider X-Aid, because the monsters are based on like a very specific video game.
Also, 01. They did recycle some of the Zetsumarized bad guys.
Yeah, there's like 8 Zetsumarizers and 8 Progrizers. So like you just like recycle them, and that's really interesting. It's a great way to cut costs, but also keep the plot fresh. So, the father writer, honestly, I'm really tired of that meme where it's like father writer, because we've had writers in the past who were fathers. Like you got one in Hibiki, you got one in technically you got one in Fies, you got one in you got a grandpa in Deno, you got a father in Kiva, you got so it's like it's not a new concept, but I think it's because like this child is still a kid and he brings him to battle with him like lone wolf and cub. I think that's kind of what makes it appealing. But I don't know, like Ogami, you may be a father, but you still haven't proven to me that you're a daddy. But let's be honest, everyone wants his Morpher though. Everyone wants Morpher. He's got a really big saber.
I can tell you right now that Morphicon, listen, outside of interviews, man, I already know what I want to cosplay for Morphicon. I want to cosplay as Fuwa. I want to cosplay as Origami, man. I need to.
But yeah, you need to have big saber energy.
Yeah, big saber energy. And Dagger Boy can be Sora.
Yeah, well, you're gonna carry Dagger Boy around like on your shoulder all day.
He ain't heavy, so I can't. So
yeah. All right, so I give the episode an 8 out of 10. It's good, but I think you could do more with it. Basically, like momentum wise, episode to episode, you had an upward climb, like in episode 2, but then it sort of flatlined from there in episode 3. So I want to see like how it goes from there, and I definitely want to see Espada do his thing. Okay. How about you?
I kind of gave it a higher score. I gave it a 9 out of 10. I really like the dynamic that Agami is a father, but he still has a lot to prove, because the first thing you should never do is you should never put your son in harm's way. Every fight you've been in, from what the plot has told me, every time this man goes into a fight, he's bringing his son. And I'm really over here like, bruh, if you fight someone who's like a Frieza or a Scorpius from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, your son could be put in danger. And there ain't no coming back. There ain't no Dragon Balls that are going to bring you back. There ain't no put the sword back on Miranoi to bring someone back. There ain't no coming back. Your son's dead.
There ain't no Illuminary icons. There ain't no Forbidden Fruit Lockseed.
There ain't no Horcruxes. Your son's dead for real, not for play. There ain't no Infinity Stones. There ain't no Soul Stone.
There's no dummy Gaia memory. There's
no
no Orphanoch DNA. There's no Joker Rouse card.
There ain't no Monster Reborn.
there ain't no Max Revive from Pokemon.
Again, only here on Morphin Network. We're making anyways. So I really like that.
Oh, there's no Quasar Saber.
I really like the fact.
Is that what you like?
No, it's not. There are no Lights of Orion. anyways, stop. Anyways, so I like the plot that they set with Kento and Toma. I really like that. I really like the fight. I mean, and it was pretty funny too. It was comical as well because they're like, we're trying to slice this dude, but for some reason our swords are slipping off him because he's slimy. Ew. Mm-hmm. Like, I like that. And honestly, the comedy at the opening part where Kento comes in, they eat and he eats their donuts and stuff like that, and you see the expression on Shintaro and Nei's face. It's funny. I like comedy. I like comedy like that, especially when it comes to like any tokusatsu related show. I like that.
It's very noticeable that both Mei and Rintaro have this obsession with sweets, because like even in the opening sequence for the theme song, like the one scene where it focuses on Mei, she's like eating like hot chocolate with like cream on her face.
Yes, that's that white that's that white chocolate, I think.
And she teaches the kid to get ice cream.
Yeah, and so the thing is, I forgot to mention that Mei can't be a mom for right now. She is not proven that she's a mother or a mom or like a surrogate mom yet. Because you're having the kid wait right there with no adult supervision to go grab ice cream when you can just have him be at least 5 or 6 feet away from you while you're getting ice cream. So like let's say
he's socially distant, but not too distant.
Like, what is your malfunction, babe? I'm just saying, what is your malfunction? But it's whatever. Like I said, I really enjoyed the episode. I know you feel to the plateau. I think it kind of helped intertwine some things that we're gonna see in the later on in the season with like why is Kento the only person that remembers, and why is Toma have retrograde memory loss and stuff like that. Why did the Brave Dragons book erase his memories on what happened to the little girl who might be his sister or might be his little girlfriend or whomever? I don't know, but hopefully we'll get that answered later on. But overall, I really enjoyed it, and I really like the fight at the end.
What score you give the episode?
I give it a 9. Give it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. So for me, I think given the fact that Caliber mentioned Avalon, it'd be interesting if Toma actually knows some kind of secret that might involve getting to Avalon. Like maybe it's not the exact way of getting there, but it's an important MacGuffin that would lead to, kind of like the map from Episode 7 of Star Wars, where like you need that part of the map to find Luke Skywalker.
Oh, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like I think that is what Toma probably knew before he lost his memory, and so his memory was erased in order to protect everyone.
Right. Yeah. Well, that being said, guys, great episode. I liked it. I mean, it wasn't as good as last week's episode. I think last week's episode clearly showed off a lot of great potential that Saber has when it comes to the action, because we're in COVID right now, you can't really do a lot of stuff, and I'm pretty sure production has to film in certain locations that are actually okay to film at because people can social distance and everything like that. I understand, and that's the reason why I really do praise episode 2 a lot, because they clearly show what they can actually do with a studio set and CGI and everything, having everything green screen. I really like that episode. This episode, I'm glad it was more, more on set. I like that. I can't wait for next week's episode.
Right. And with that said, let's move on to the comments.
Comments. Facebook
Comments,
and YouTube.
Ryder.
Comment Rider.
Let us
Morphin
read.
Together we can read your comments, so let's read.
Eric Williams says, Kingdom Hearts, yes. When you walk away, you don't hear me say the saber in your hand is a pen to write it down.
Oh my god. Anyways,
Yas. I have no idea what that means. You know what that means?
Yas, like Yas Queen, like that. Anyways.
Yes, see, I'm like Jamie. I'm a Kingslayer.
Oh my god. Junie Barreau, this is cool. Thank you, Junie. Junie, you're new, dude. How you doing, bro? How you doing? Jake Gonzalez, what's up, Jake? Yas, I give the episode 10 out of 10. Bring them on Kingdom Hearts references.
Kingdom Hearts references.
I was like Kamen Rider references. Always good to see others talk about Kamen Rider. Thank you, Junie. Well, like I said, this is the project child of our boy TRZ here,
Great
who
child.
again, who again was harder to get than some of the actors and actresses that we have talked to on Morphin Network. He was probably possibly the hardest to talk into joining us. We got like one of us.
They got JDF on the channel before they got me on the channel.
That's true. But thank you, man. Much appreciated.
But Junie, definitely stick around to the end of the episode because this is the 50th anniversary season of the show, and we have a special thing that we do at the end of every episode. But moving on to the next comment.
Oh wait, hold on. He said this. Who are you guys' favorite Kamen Riders? This is a more you question because I have a few, but I know you have a plethora. So go ahead.
Okay. My favorite rider is Kabuto because he's the man. Which rider I most identify with? I would say somewhere between Gentaro from Kamen Rider Forze or Akira Date from Kamen Rider O's. What my favorite season is, I'd probably say either Agito or Kiva, but 01 was really good. So it's like I'd say those are my top 3 seasons.
For me, my favorite rider as of right now, because again, I am fairly new to Kamen Rider, and I'm almost done with Kuga. I would probably say my favorite rider, from what I've seen, because I've seen clips of it, and I'm going to be picking up the new Kamen Rider game next month, I really like Kamen Rider W. Kamen Rider W is lit. Like, I love the noir type of feel. I love the fact that this dude is rocking a Michael Jackson hat ready to fight fools. That's cool. Skull. Okay, don't matter. Kamen Rider W. I like him. He's really cool. I forgot. My bad. W is the green and black one. I really like him. Yeah. But outside that, I think Vulcan, Fuwa's Kamen Rider from 01. He's my favorite because I felt as if he had some of the best character progression in the entire show. He started off hating human gears. He then is like, you know what? I'm okay with human gears to some extent. Then it's like, okay, look, Zaya, y'all needs to go. Wait, I'm a replicant? What's going on? Why do I have these memories implanted in me? Wait, I was just a boring vanilla dude and stuff like that to, yo, Aruto.
Your sense of humor is as blank as this blanket. Hi, Aruto Janaito.
And then goes to, yo, Aruto, you my dog, you my homie, man. I can't let you go fight this dude because you are going to legit throw the entire world into a war, okay, between human gears and humans, in which no one's gonna win. We are all going to lose. I love Aruto.
And then he goes to rip the door, but I'm Scottish.
I don't get it. I really hope the movie, which I think the movie's gonna be done by the end of the year. I really hope the Kamen Rider 01 Cross Saber movie tells me what the heck is going on.
I think it's because he's been doing this too much.
But how does that work with a never mind. Now the Kamen Rider I do identify, if we're talking about Kamen Rider we identify with Chase from Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. Chase is the green Kamen Rider, right? I can't remember.
No, Chance is the
No, my bad,
foreign
Chance.
version.
Chance, my bad, Chance. I was thinking about Chase, Hunt's brother. My bad. I meant Chance. I identify with Chance because Chance is hilarious. He's like, oh god, not this again. Like, because freaking Kit was like, whoa, what are they doing back? It's like, oh god, do we have to do this again? But yeah, I love. Shouts to Kamen Rider Dragon Knight and shouts to Steven Lunsford. We love you, bro.
Mm-hmm.
What's going wrong with Kingdom Hearts? Nothing's wrong with Kingdom Hearts. I just want to say this right now. I'm just not the biggest fan of Kingdom Hearts 3. Kingdom Hearts 3 legit, honestly, ruined Kingdom Hearts for me. I am going to be going back and play Birth by Sleep and Dream Drop Distance. Those are the only two I'm going to be playing. So don't ask me because I will likely not go back and replay 1 and 2. But for right now, after I get through the games I'm going through on Twitch, because I'm almost done with Bloodstained and I'm almost done with Final Fantasy VII Remake. If you haven't yet, be sure to follow me on twitch.tv/RecklessFox and follow my boy TRZ on twitch.tv/BrokenCommando. I got some other games to play, but they're on a list. Okay, I got a list of games I want to play and do a playthrough for. There you go.
See, I'm more of a Castlevania guy.
Yeah, like if you want TRZ to do a full Castlevania playthrough of every single Castlevania game going back to the NES days, ask him. Jake Gonzalez, have to admit, Royal Gami looks so badass. Oh, yes, he does. I love him. That's why I want to cosplay.
I do like his rider suit.
I want to cosplay as him. If anyone knows anyone who do props for Kamen Rider, let me know, because, yeah, please.
I used to know a guy, but I don't know if he does props anymore.
Eric Williams. So there are 2 members in the sort of logos. Yes, there are. As of right, well, 3 technically if we count Ogami. So you got Shintaro, Kento, and Ogami if we do count him. So yeah. Costa, how you doing, dude? Hi, good morning, Morphin Network. It's Costa. What's up, Costa? What are you from? Costa Rica, Honduras?
No, Costa Rica would be close to our time zone.
Yes, that's our time zone. So
maybe Philippines.
Yeah, probably the Philippines because I know in the morning it's 9 in the Philippines. But
yeah, because usually like if I remember correctly, 5 p.m. here is like 8 a.m. there.
Right.
Probably. Don't quote me on it.
Oh, what's up, Ron? What's up, Dagger Boy? Bet they have a Saber based on a Keyblade. I don't
know. Okay. I'm gonna use an argument on you that you've used on us in the past. No. It's an argument that my co-host did on one of our squad members in our other podcast. Do you think Disney would do a collaboration with Toei?
Nope. Moving on. Okay, I need to zoom in. Just one. First, zoom in on the Brighter Time podcast. Dagger Boy, listen to me. I know you're a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts. I know that. I know you want to cross Kingdom Hearts with everything. Power Rangers, Mario, Kamen Rider now. But let me tell you something. Stop it. Stop. Get help. Your obsession with Kingdom Hearts is hurting the family. Please stop it. Stop. Get help.
There was a time when it was just a simple pleasure for you, but ever since you've been killing all those nobodies, the rest of us have been feeling like nobodies.
Oh my god. Like, stop it. How many times are you going to fight Sephiroth in Platinum Magic Kingdom Hearts, dog? God. Axel Ranger. What is up, bro? Zydo is the second.
Axel Ranger.
Zydo is the second best Toku after Tattooed Teenage
Alien Fighters
from Beverly Hills. I'm not. No comment. No comment.
I've missed you, brother. I've missed you.
Why would you bring up Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills? Why? Why?
Tattoo teenage
Teenage
alien fighters.
From
Tattoo teenage alien fighters from Beverly Hills. You know, as cringe as that show is, the theme song is way too catchy for its own good.
Hey, it's like Lunatics Unleashed. Lunatics Unleashed had a lit sound,
I did.
Even though the show really wasn't all that good, and then they just dropped the ball in season 2. And I mean, Static Shock was always good, but when you got Little Romeo, superhero, Static
Shock. Whoop, whoop. Oh,
anyway,
dude, I miss Hoop Squad.
Jen, hi Jen. Jen, I love your hair, by the way. You look dashing. You look what did Dylan call Summer in that episode RPM? Ravishing. You look ravishing. There you go.
Wait. What did Dr. K call it? Oh yeah, radiant.
Radiant. There you go. Radiant. There you go. Well, that being said, guys, that was all our comments from both Facebook and YouTube. Thank you guys on Facebook and YouTube. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. Shout out to everyone who is watching right now still. We're about to get out of here. But before we do, real quick, Mike, where can they find you, bro?
You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/BokenKabuto, and you can find me on Instagram at chrono_justice_cosplay. And Mr. Psycho Fox, where can they find you?
Find me, Henshin a Go-Go, baby, on Twitter and Instagram at @reckless_fox, YouTube, reckless_fox. Find Always Getting content on twitch.tv/recklessfox, and be sure to follow myself, TRZ, Jen, and Thunder Chica on Struggle Gaming Podcast, now available on Spotify, Google Podcasts, and SoundCloud. Just type in Struggle Gaming on SoundCloud, on Google Podcasts, and on Spotify. Wherever you guys listen to podcasts, we are now there. Watch our highlights on our YouTube page, Struggle Gaming, and you can find us on our Instagram at The Struggle Podcast. And by the way, at the time of this, go Lakers! Let's go, LeBron James for Kobe. Till then, guys, let it rip, TRZ.
Yeah. So for all you Kamen Rider fans or newcomers alike, we are at the 50th anniversary. We are nearing the 50th anniversary of the franchise. So we like to do a look back on past seasons of Kamen Rider in our 50th Kamen Rider 50th anniversary file. And by the way, while we are doing these every week, I'm also rewatching Showa Kamen Rider because I want to be able to make sure I've seen every season of every generation. And I only have 3 seasons left to watch because I'm almost done with X. And for those of you wondering, no, we will not be talking about episode 26. Stop asking. But with that said, guys, enjoy this week's episode, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye, guys. Let it rip! Kamen Rider V3!
Kamen Rider V3 aired on February 17th, 1973 for 52 episodes.
After witnessing murders by Deathshot and getting mortally wounded, Shiro Kazami is turned into a cyborg by the original 2 Kamen Riders.
He then becomes Kamen Rider V3.
It is revealed that Destron is run by the original great leader of Gel Shocker.
Since then, the trio protected Japan from the evil organization.
Later on, a defected Destron scientist, Joji Yuki, becomes Rider-Man, using a cybernetic arm to fight for good.
The rivalry between V3 and Rider-Man later turned into a fateful partnership.
1
+ 2
equals B3.
See you next time. Bye.
Today's Morphin Network video is sponsored by Ranger Stop and Pop, which is March 5th to the 7th, 2021 in Atlanta, Georgia, and Ranger Stop Convention, which is now November 11th to the 14th, 2021 in Orlando, Florida. Go to rangerstop.com for more info.